there has been rumblings that basically, Kelsey Plum wanted to get the hell away from them. Meaning Becky Hammond and AJ Wilson. And I'm here to tell you guys, it is looking like that way because none other than Kelsey Plum actually fired shots at the Las Vegas Aces.
Kelsey Plum didn't just pack her bags and leave Las Vegas. She lit the whole Aces empire on fire on her way out. At her Sparks press conference and in a recent interview with WNBA legend Sue Bird, she dropped the bombshell line, "I'm finally being treated better than I ever have in the WNBA." Let that sink in. That wasn't just a thank you to Los Angeles. It was a dagger aimed squarely at the so-called super team she just escaped from. And if that wasn't enough, Plum doubled down in her sit-down with Sue Bird. She spelled it out plain. She wanted more responsibility, more trust, and she wasn't getting it in Vegas. Translation, Aya Wilson hogged the spotlight. Becky Hammond backed it, and Plum was done playing second fiddle. You really are about it. You really believe that you are as good as you think you are, and you really think you can impact winning at the highest level. Only one way to find out. There's only one way to find out. And kind of also too, you also have to have a coach that is like, no, that's exactly who I want. And then came the quote that sent Vegas fans spiraling. In her own words, Plum said she needed a coach who would respond. That's exactly what I want too. That's not just a career goal. That's a not-so-subtle indictment of Becky Hammond's failure to empower her. Think about it. One of the league's deadliest guards flat-out admitted she felt stifled under Hammond. And it's not just Plum. Multiple exits now have fans whispering that the glittery Aces dynasty is rotting from the inside. So what's the real problem? Is it Becky's ego, iOS jealousy, or a front office that thinks branding can cover dysfunction? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Let's go. Now, we know throughout the offseason there has been a lot of chatter behind the scenes in regards to the Las Vegas Aces. The Las Vegas Aces team was completely derailed at the conclusion of the season, leaving a lot of people to speculate what the hell is going on in Vegas. Here's where it gets delicious. Plum's move isn't just personal. It's the first major crack in the Aces' armor. And she knew exactly what she was doing. That carefully crafted press conference line wasn't a slip-up. It was months of frustration wrapped into one polished sentence. She's telling the world the Aces weren't what they seemed. Just a question for Kelsey. You came from a place in Las Vegas that really valued player health and player experience. I'm just curious what it was about LA that convinced you that the Sparks would also provide a high-quality player experience and amenities. Great question. First and foremost, I 100% had concerns on when I first talked to Coach and Reagan, if we're going to be completely honest. And I will say every step of the way, they have not just met but exceeded my expectations. And, I've been treated better than I've ever been as a WNBA player. And I think about how sharp that cut really was. I've been treated better than I ever have in the WNBA. That's not casual praise. That's a verdict. Standing there in Sparks yellow, she framed her move as freedom while every Vegas fan heard it as confirmation that the so-called family atmosphere under Hammond was a facade. I just feel like an overwhelming sense of love, I feel like open arms. I was actually in the airport this morning and I was just getting some water and the guy was like, "Go Sparks." It's just I feel that. So I'm excited about that because I really do feel like people have kind of already wrapped their arms around me. I haven't even played a game yet. Just the welcoming of my teammates and Coach and Reagan and, ownership. I feel very loved already. Plum didn't stop there either. She admitted she'd been itching for the chance to lead, something the Aces never gave her. When asked point blank if she wanted to be the head of the snake, she didn't hesitate. She made it clear Los Angeles would hand her the keys that Vegas never trusted her with. What is it to be like the leader? What is it to be like the head of the snake? That kind of a vibe. Feels like you just wanted to know. You needed to know. Yeah. I would hate to have grandkids sitting on the couch and just being like, I wonder if I would have. You know what I mean? Yeah. That sounded creepy, but no. Totally get it. Yeah. You don't want to regret is basically what you're saying. See, in Vegas, Plum was treated like an accessory, a scoring option when it was convenient, a piece of the puzzle, but never the centerpiece. With LA, she's the engine. And that contrast was intentional. She was drawing the line between Aya Wilson's team and her new team. And I'm so grateful to be reunited with Dee, to play with people like Cam and Rakia, and I can continue to go on the list. And don't forget, the whole trade process dragged on for months. This wasn't a spur-of-the-moment outburst. This was a player biding her tongue, waiting for the moment she could speak her truth. And when the mic was finally hers, she didn't just take her shot. She unloaded the clip. Even in her interview with Sue Bird, Plum laid it bare. She needed a coach who actually believed in her, pushed her, and gave her the green light. She found that with the Sparks. She never felt it with Becky Hammond. That's not gossip. That's straight from Plum herself. There's only one way to find out. And kind of also too, like you also have to have a coach that is like, no, that's exactly who I want. And I like that. I give Lynn a ton of credit. Like she's like, you're my person. Let's do this. And I was like, wow. Okay, so I'm not crazy. At least there at maybe we're a little crazy. And let's be clear, this isn't a bench warmer asking for minutes. Last season with the Aces, Plum put up 17.8 points for 0.2 assists and 2.6 rebounds per game. She produced every single night. But Hammond's system wasn't built around her. It was built to keep Aya Wilson front and center with everyone else orbiting around her. LA flipped that script immediately. Now, Plum isn't just another piece behind Aya or Chelsea Gray. She's the face of the team. That isn't just validation. It's liberation. I've been treated better than I ever have been as a WNBA player. Now, that is the comment there that is raising eyebrows amongst fans in regards to Kelsey Plum, stating that she's been treated better so far than she has ever been as a WNBA player. Fans picked up on the subtext instantly. Social media lit up with posts interpreting her words as a not-so-veiled shot at the Aces. And let's be honest, it was. People saw it as confirmation of what had been whispered for months. Vegas's locker room wasn't as glamorous as their championship suggested. Behind the champagne showers and confetti, individuality was suffocated and players were forced into silence. Plum's comments ripped that mask off. So for all Aces fans, it's over. It's over. It's over. The reign of the Aces is over. I understand the shortest dynasty in the history of the sport of basketball. You know, I've never heard of a dynasty that won 2 championships and then was done because you're seeing all the ring-chasing free agents getting out of Vegas. And here's the thing. When one of your stars admits she felt suppressed, you know she wasn't the only one. Because almost immediately after Plum's exit, the Aces weren't just losing games, they were losing bodies.